What's up? We are back again for another unboxing session with me, your boy, GLOCO. Hell yeah! Now, we have a very special box here from our friends from AMD. It's not really heavy. Right here, what could it be? Guys, comment down below, like right now, guess what's in this box. Okay guys, now I don't want to let you guys wait any further, so let's unbox this.
NANI?! お前はもう死んでいる。
Hoy! Ginagawa mo dyan? Yeah, about that. This is my show. I'm the guest here. Sure. Okay. GLOCO computer na to. Baduy-baduy ng pangalan. Ba yan? Hype na hype pa. Sorry about that, guys. Let's restart. Yo, what's up guys? My name is GLOCO and today we'll be taking a look at the latest Ryzen processors from AMD. Now, AMD headquarters recently teased us with the newest 5th gen Ryzen processors. And by the time you guys are watching this, I'm pretty sure that those processors are now in the shelves of your suking tindahan. But wait, wag muna kayo aalis para bumili because we have more in store for you guys. Now, AMD has been generous enough to lend us their top-of-the-line processor, which is in this box. Now, don't worry guys, alright? You won't get this same box when you buy yours. AMD is just being very extra right now, but here we go. What's inside the box is the Ryzen 9 5950X. Now, this small but powerful chip has 16 cores and 32 threads. Wait, 16 cores? 16 cores, 32 threads. Wow. Yo, that's like double the usual. Top of the line. This chipset is running on the new Zen 3 architecture and on 7nm process. So tiny. So it's not only perfect for gamers like you, but it's also perfect for content creators like me who's into heavy rendering stuff. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna put this down for a while. There you go. Safe and sound for now. So if you're into multitasking, like playing games while streaming or playing games while streaming and recording, or maybe doing all of those while studying, while cooking, while fishing, well, maybe you need a new processor for your brain for that. Now, I'm not gonna dive into the technicalities of this product, but I'm pretty sure you guys are now excited to see just how this little beast performs. So let's test it out, shall we? Now that we've installed the new Ryzen 9 5950X, we will now try it out on a few games on Cinebench and on Passmark. Let's go. Particles are smooth. Frame rates are constantly high. Man, looks good. Looks really good. Motion blur is A-okay. Yeah, the game is crispy smooth, guys. Even running, we don't really see any frame drops. It's all good. All right, we're now here in the woods. Lots of vegetation. Lots of other resources. Now for combat, we're doing fine. Even in combat, the game looks pretty good. Nice. You can see the reflections, everything's registering. No delays, no lag whatsoever. pretty good. Very responsive. Now when it comes to render distance, I don't really notice any significant pop-ups from vegetation or trees in the distance. There are a couple, but it registers really fast, like quickly, and it's really far. So it's like, I think I could estimate from the game around more than 1,000 meters render distance. Pretty impressive. So now I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of the specs that we used for this benchmark. So starting off with the processor, of course, the Ryzen 9 5950X, and it's connected to an Asus Crosshair 8 Hero motherboard with an Asus ROG Strix Radeon RX 5700 XT video card, and also running on a T4 16GB RAM, a 256GB T4 SATA SSD, and an Inwin 850W Bronze Plus power supply. Okay, here we go. As you guys can see, it's rendering everything, or I mean a lot of it, really fast. Look at those. That's a lot of boxes being rendered. Oh, cool. There you go. It's done. And we got 10,091 points. Guys, that's pretty impressive. Really impressive. It actually scores higher than its predecessor, the Threadripper 1950X, which is also, by the way, a 16-core processor. Nice. Wow. Surpasses it by a lot of points. Impressive. To put it simply, this test is to prove just how powerful the Ryzen 9 5950X is. So next up, we're gonna try it out using only a single core. So here we go. So it's rendering everything one by one, contrary to like the previous one that pretty much rendered a lot of cells. This is going one by one. Okay, it's gonna take a bit of time, guys. Compared to the 16 cores, this is just one core. Still pretty impressive though. And we're done with the single core testing, and as you guys can see, it got 638 points, which is on the top. So that's pretty impressive. Like even on a single core, it still pretty much beat every predecessor and even the competition. So that's pretty good. Not surprised. So if you want the best of the best, then this is the way to go. Now on to the next product. GLOComputer! Oh, kunin mo to. Ito, dalhin mo. Tapos, kay in. Saan? Doon! Okay. Yan. There you go. In. Dito. Sana all guess.
Hi everyone! And today is the launch of their newest Ryzen processors, and it's already on my left side. I am really excited. Are you guys excited? Kaya tara! I-unbox na natin!
Hey guys! My name is Ian Mercado, and here with me are the newest 5th generation Ryzen processors. So, let's check them out! Now here we have the Ryzen 9 5900X, which has 12 cores and 24 threads. This chipset is running on the new Zen 3 architecture and on 7nm process. Being the second most powerful in the lineup, Ryzen 9 5950X and Ryzen 9 5900X are both excellent alternatives that bring workstation-class performance to the mainstream platform. These new processors are exactly what gamers, streamers, and content creators need for optimal performance. So if you need more speed for things like video editing, or you just want a fast, capable system with extra overhead for future computing tasks, you might want to check out the Ryzen 9 5900X. Without a doubt, this processor is a better value for money. They manage to be a great value when it comes to price to performance ratio, which in the long run will definitely make your investment worthwhile. So what are we waiting for? Let's test it out! I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and as you guys know, this is a AAA game. My settings right now is 1080p, and as you guys can see, the graphics is super smooth and crisp. So the Ryzen 9 5900X is handling the rendering pretty well. So now let's test the Ryzen 9 5900X with its multi-core performance with Cinebench. Okay, let's run this. And as you can see, it renders the image faster than most of the processors in the market. And if you're an animator, if you render videos every day, video editor, and if you're an architect in making, this Ryzen 9 5900X is the best choice for you. Other than it's affordable, it's powerful. And just like that, it's finished. So as you can see, other than the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X outperforms the competition in the market, it also outperforms its predecessors like Ryzen Threadripper 1950X and Ryzen 7 1700X. So this time, let's test the Ryzen 9 5900X on single core performance. And now we have finished the single core performance testing, and the Ryzen 9 5900X just received a 613 points, which outperformed the AMD Ryzen Threadripper 1950X with 16 cores. So if you're looking for the best processor your money can buy in the mainstream market right now, well, this is it, the Ryzen 9 5900X, which has 12 cores and 16 threads. Now, for the next processor, if you plan to do more than gaming or just want to future-proof your system with 8 powerful cores instead of 6, then the Ryzen 7 5800X is your best bet. This processor has 8 cores and 16 threads. The new Ryzen 7 5800X is for some serious productivity. It can handle workloads such as animation as well as 2D and 3D works without a sweat. This is arguably the best all-rounder processor if you want to work and play. Let's test it out by playing some games and test bench this using Cinebench. And now we've installed the Ryzen 7 5800X and I'm playing Fortnite right now, so let's test it out. I'm playing Fortnite on ultra settings on 2K resolution. This is perfect for consumers like me who play and stream at the same time. This processor will be able to handle all your needs. So now we will be testing the Ryzen 7 5800X on Cinebench. Let's see what it can do. You can really tell that this is a good and stable processor for all-around workload and gaming. So now we have finished the multi-core performance test and the AMD Ryzen 7 5800X garnered 5,882 points. So that's good, right? So now let's test the single core performance. And now the single core testing is finished. And the AMD Ryzen 7 5800X garnered 625 points. As I've said earlier, if you plan to do more than gaming or future-proof your system with 8 powerful cores, the Ryzen 7 5800X is for you. And now, let's get back to GLOCO as he will be testing out the last processor in this series, the Ryzen 5 5600X, which has 6 cores and 12 threads.
Now we're gonna test out the Ryzen 5 5600X on Valorant. Here we go. You guys can see I got the top one in the deathmatch and everything performed so smoothly. Too smoothly if you ask me. Like totally different from how I usually experience Valorant. Like every click, every hit, every bullet just feels so satisfying and it feels like it's actually, you know, hitting in real time. No lags whatsoever. So if you ask me, I think it did kind of boost up my performance there when it comes to shooting. So there you go, it's pretty good. Now let's also test out the Ryzen 5 5600X with Cinebench. Here we go. Alright, here's the results, guys. It scored 4,159 points. And as you guys can see, it scored higher than the Ryzen 7 1700X 8-core processor. Now take note, this one, it only has 6 cores and 12 threads. So pretty impressive for this new generation processor. Good job. Now let's try out the single core of this processor. Here we go. And we are done with the single core testing, and it scored a whooping 595 points. It's currently on the first in the ranking, and it did better than its predecessors. As you guys can see here, it performed better than the Ryzen 5 3600 XT, which is also a 6-core 12-thread processor, and surprisingly, it even did better than the Threadripper 1950X, which is a 16-core 32-thread processor. Wow, impressive. Now there you have it, guys. That's the latest 5th gen processors from AMD. You have the Ryzen 5 5600X, the Ryzen 7 5800X, the Ryzen 9 5900X, and the top of the line Ryzen 9 5950X. My name is GLOCO, and we would like to thank AMD for giving us this opportunity to be one of the first to try out these processors here in the country.